What is going on, guys? Coach James here, welcome back to the channel. It's my first time trying this Stronk margarita can. I've had it for a while since I first ordered the Legends and Pump, because I've virtually got zero left. I thought I'd give it a go today. Just doing a quick upper body session, second session back post illness. I'm currently on my final set of dumbbell press and single arm dumbbell rows, and I've made some slight tweaks to the movements which I will talk you through. And also, I don't know if any of you saw the AIs that was doing the rounds, I think last week. Again, I'll post mine on the screen now, and the goal from these sessions or for next year is to get as jacked as I look in those. But yeah, I'm trying not to get caught up in the comparison of those, but I think I did look pretty swole. I would make a pretty cool Viking. But yeah, that's the aim for these sessions, or the aim for next year, get as big as I am in those pictures, try and get swole AF. But yeah, now let's get into the session. Right, so for the dumbbell shoulder press, I have brought my palms facing each other, so to a neutral grip. Again, this allows for a lot more range, so I can go a little bit deeper from the start of the press. I can also keep that tension on the delts, which is where I'm trying to target and trying to go, rather than be out here. Obviously that's as low as I can go because of my shoulder issue, and obviously some people have issues with this 90 degrees anyway. But yeah, bring them in, allows me to get that extra inch or so of range. So this is my third and final set. And I'm intentionally pausing at the bottom just to make it a bit harder from that press, to get a bit more starting strength rather than just bouncing out. Just maintain tension. Hopefully that'll have some transfer over to my bench press. And I'm also supersetting these with some single arm dumbbell rows, but rather than just use a flat bench for support, I am doing them from an inclined bench. Again, this just shifts the angle on the lats, so it's more on the lats. I can just feel them engaging a lot more instead of being flat. It also helps me keep a much more rigid back, more flat back. So that nice and close. And I find just keep that kind of, don't make it tell from this angle. Shift best that way. Gotta keep them back much more flat. I can feel a lot more on those lats rather than just the upper back and traps doing the work. So again, 8 sets, 8 reps on the press with 12 sets on the rows. Like I said before, I always like to do that slightly more pulling volume, more back work, just to balance out all the pressing I'm doing at the minute. Because I'm going to be doing 3 bench sessions plus this extra upper body pressing work, which is something that I recommend you doing as well. So just doubling upon that pulling volume. Three sets done. Again, for the supersets, I do 3 sets supersetted and then an extra set of just rows. Again, just that more volume on the back. So rest for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then finish off these rows before moving on to the next superset. Up next, we have starting with some incline dumbbell flyers just to get a bit more chest. But again, what I tend to do on these is what most people tend to do is when they fly, tend to get their arm a bit too straight. Again, just put more tension on the shoulder, the actual chest, losing some extra range. So what I do is, as I reach the bottom, or even from the start, have a bit more of a slight elbow bend. And as I reach the bottom, bend it a bit more, and then think about squeezing my shoulder blades together just to get that last bit of range. Again, I'll put a different angle on screen now, hopefully, for reminding myself. But just from here, again, start with that slight bend, shoulder squeeze back, drop them down, stretch and up. Get the elbows bent from here again, bend the elbows again, squeeze shoulder blades, get a nice stretch up. Supersetting those with a pull down variation. Obviously I've got access to cables here. I just use these bands as a fairly okay replacement. Just getting in down, keep that core gaze, hips tucked, not to arch, and then pull down. Oh, again, sets of 15 on each. Boys do, again, 3 sets of supersetting, and there's 1 extra set of the pull downs. Start the flies and pull downs done, onto the superset for the shoulders. Again, I'm going with some side lateral raises with some inclined rear flies. So start off with the side delts. We have obviously side lateral raises, but with these, rather than keep my arm right on my side, which often lead to sort of momentum and a bit of body English, as I call it. You can start with your hands in front of your pockets and raise them up almost to a 45-degree angle. Give the shoulders back and slightly forwards. Again, it just helps me minimise that extra body movement, and I just feel it all in my side delts. Getting very little trap involvement. Again, that's, you know, it was 15 reps. I lost count. Now onto the rear delt flies. Now for these, rather than just go sort of straight out, I find that again involves too much upper back and traps. So I'm going to perform like a rear fly, I call it. Again, I use cables for this as well, but obviously I don't have access to those here. So starting at, again, sort of shoulder height, but you're going to bring it down ever so slightly below shoulder height. Any lower, you start to feel it more on the lats. But I recommend going light on these so you can really focus on feeling that tension there. So start again, front of the shoulders, back, and almost like a, don't know, an inverted Y, whatever you'd call it, inverted Y. Just hopefully be able to see the angle, and not sorry for the foot angle. But again, sort of, start shoulder height, and then bring them up, almost like a, again, that inverted Y. Again, I can't go very far on those because obviously this shoulder's just dodgy, so I might even have to drop the weight on those to 2.5 plates, but I recommend giving that a try. Again, start shoulder height, but bring it down to just below shoulder level, and you should feel it much more on your rear delts. Again, just 3 rounds of this, 15 of each, no extra set on either one. And then we'll finish off with some guns. So to finish off this upper body session, I'm going to finish with some arm work, just simple barbell curls and dumbbell skull crushers. But I've slightly changed the way I do my barbell curls. Instead of thinking of keeping it close, trying to get attention to the biceps, I'm actually letting the bar come forwards first and then curling in an arc or arch. That just keeps that tension on the biceps. And I'm also thinking about, as I curl up, thinking of pressing through my ring finger and pinky finger just to keep that tension on the biceps and just take out the forearms. Obviously they're involved in pronation of the wrist, so it's just almost take them out of the equation and just curl up from there. Again, 10 to 12 reps on the curls and then 12 to 15 on the skull crushers. Again, I like to keep my heavy barbell work at the start of the week and then just the sort of accessory fluff work towards the end. So shoulders back, sort of think about rotating my hands in, slight raise, up. Also, at the start of the rep, I'm allowing my slight shoulder raise because the biceps involved in shoulder flexion, but I'm not judging how much that adds to the curl itself, but to get some forwards so that curl arc can keep that tension on the biceps. Now onto the skull crushers. I prefer doing dumbbells to skull crushers. It allows me to keep a neutral grip on the dumbbells and just helps me keep my elbows tucked in a lot more. Although it's a bit hard to progress because obviously the jumps are 2.5 kilos each side, but or you could just use an easy bar if you have access to like a football bar. I'd recommend using one of those. But I like to do these. I like to almost get a little bit of a, almost like a chi bit of a rock. So elbows down, your dumbbells down side of the head. Slight rock up the elbows, get the extra stretch. And then up, so down, get that rock, up. At the same time, not allowing that elbow to come, or that top of the arm to come past like 90 degrees almost, 90 degrees, or past perpendicular. So making sure that stays there as I rock back. I'm not throwing it forwards. Just keeps that tension on that tricep. So down, let it rock back slightly, get that extra stretch, and then up from there. Again, not too much momentum, just a little bit to get that extra stretch, to get that extra lockout, the extra overload, which I find helps that bench lockout to get that last bit out just there. That's where the main tension is. 2 more sets, and then that'll be the session finished. So pale. Anyway, that is training done for the day. Again, just a quick body session. Again, that took me just a little over an hour to get all things done. Obviously, it would have taken slightly less if I hadn't have had to keep setting up the tripod. But still, a good session, nice and quick, short and sweet. And I hope you're able to take things from those slight technique changes, add those to your own training, and let me know if you feel a difference. As always, if you are new, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace. But yes, that is training done for the day. Nice and quick session. Again, it took me just under an hour to do. Or sorry, just over an hour. Again, it would have been maybe under an hour if it wasn't sort of moving the tripod around, filming, what have you. But hopefully I would take something from those exercises in the way of the small changes I've made, add them to your own training, see if you like them, let me know if you do try them out. So now for the rest of the day, I'm going to go and finish off my Christmas shopping. Gonna go home, quick change, have some food, and then head off into town. So if you are new, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and I will catch you up in the next one. Peace.